Hey you guys, it's Miss Olivia back again, and right now I'm making the second half to the chicken video for you guys, just like I said in my previous video. I'm gonna try and finish these facts. There's a lot of facts and I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do them all, but I'm gonna do as much as I can. So let me get into that. First, chicken shed feathers to get thinner ones for summer to keep them cool. So I do remember telling you this in the other video, the first one of the first points I made. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I could be wrong, but they shed like how humans can shed hair. None came out on that time, that's embarrassing, but humans shed hair and dogs shed their coats. The chickens, remember I said it's called molting, they shed their thick feathers and then they grow thin ones so that way they're not overheating in the summer. And another fun fact is chickens like to dig. I know, you know, dogs like to dig, sometimes cats like to dig, but chickens like to dig too. And what they do is they dig a hole that's kind of this shape so that way it fits their body, because their body is like this shape, right? Here's the front and my thumbs are the back. This is their shape, right? So they dig a hole in that same exact shape, and then once they reach the dirt where it's cool enough, they'll just, you know, walk right up and plop right in. It's actually pretty cool. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen from a chicken. So they do that, and they obviously do that to get cool, and then once they get cool, everything works out, everything is good, and they just feel cooled off. They feel relaxed in the summertime, because in the summertime when it gets hot, for us, it gets too hot for them. And another fact is, you know, when you touch pavement, they say for dogs, here's a fact for you dog lovers out there. They say if you touch pavement like this and you hold it for a couple seconds and it's too hot and you go up and you're like, it's too hot, that also means it's too hot for your dog's paws, but that also means it's too hot for your chickens, if you have any. So, if you, please be careful. Don't just go out and put your hand on the black pavement or on the sidewalk just to try and burn yourself. But there's a little tip. If you want to ask mom and dad to help you try it, just hold 1, 2, 3, boom. If it's too hot, it's too hot, right? Because you don't want the chickens to get their claws burnt. They're not their claws, but their toes. Because then if their toes get burnt, they're not going to be comfortable in a position to lay their eggs, and it's just not gonna work out very well for them. So let me pull up my other notes and I will show you guys those. Okay, so let me get into these other points for you guys. I'm so sorry, my phone, it keeps glitching, it keeps turning black. I was just in the minute of my video that was 10 minutes long, and now I have to start over because it just went black and glitched, and I honestly have no clue what happened, but whatever. It happens, you know. So let's start from the top for the rest of this video, shall we? So let's see. Chickens can dream at night just like we do, and I thought that was such a cool fact, just because I had no clue, right? So they can dream at night like we do. They could be dreaming about the eggs they laid earlier in the day. They could be dreaming about, you know, where they're gonna poop the next day. I have no clue, but they're dreaming, which is pretty cool. Chickens are the closest living thing to a T-Rex. That blows my mind. A T-Rex, like a dinosaur? I do know that there was those hummingbirds. I think they're making articles about it now that they're the most recent species of a dinosaur, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. Look it up. Make sure. But this is pretty cool that a chicken is the closest living thing to a T-Rex. Like one of the biggest, baddest dinosaurs ever to live. A tiny little chicken is the closest thing to it. That's kind of insane. As chickens grow up, their eggs get bigger. So as they grow to be older and older and older, their eggs get bigger. So I think that is a really, really, really fun fact. I'm gonna do more in a second, but my phone is glitching out right now, so I'm gonna record more a little bit later. Okay, you guys, I'm back here with my other facts, and I'm ready to get into it. So, here we go. Chickens cannot fly as high as birds. I know my first video I said they can't fly, but what I meant was they cannot fly very high. So they can flap their wings and get some air, but they're not gonna get as high as you see other birds, you know, flying in the sky, or, you know, eagles flying up towards the clouds, towards, you know, as high as planes. No, it's not gonna happen. They can fly up a couple feet, which is why I was scared of them. because when I was younger, I know I'm not the tallest now, I'm 5'4", but when I was younger, I was shorter, you know, like how people grow. I was shorter, so they would fly up to my shoulder, and let me tell you something. The fear that went through my mind, it was insane. I did not want to do anything with the chickens. I did not care. I was like, I'm not having them dig their claws into my shoulder, right? Not a fan. So I grew up, got over my fear pretty much. Sometimes I'm still a little scared, but what I realized is they are more afraid of us than we are of them, just like they say with, you know, snakes, bugs, spiders, whatever. If you try to go near it, sometimes it'll come near you, but it won't hurt you. Sometimes I'll go over and pretend to like pick them up, and then they just run away from me anyway. So it's like, what are you scared of, Olivia? But anyway, another fun fact is chickens can taste salt. Just like, if you eat, you know, salty food and you're like, what is that, salt? Yes, they can taste that too. I had no clue. Another fact is they eat grass like how we eat spaghetti. You know how like we'll twirl it on the fork and then go with our spaghetti. So that's how they eat grass, which is pretty interesting if you think about it, because I didn't know that other animals could do that too. For right now, chickens are the closest living thing to a T-Rex. Pretty insane right now, right? Like a T-Rex and a chicken, who would have thought that they're that related, you know what I'm saying? I do know that there is the new hummingbird, I believe, that is spoken to be the next or the closest thing to a dinosaur. So I'm sure that's still true, but I mean, chickens are the closest thing to a T-Rex, so that's pretty cool. Chickens love to play, just like dogs and other animals and cats and stuff. We have to play with them the right way and be very careful. I know my cousin was little. She used to play with the chickens, but sometimes she would get too rough and then she would get in trouble. So if you have chickens, remember to play very carefully, and if you want to pick them up, you want to kind of gather the wings first and then go under and pick up, so you have everything at once. Like when you hold a cat or a little puppy, you have to hold the bottom and the top. It's the same way, but with your hands. So you just have to remember to be careful with all animals, not just chickens. So, another fact, there are more chickens than any other species. There are more chickens than us. There are more chickens than dogs. There are more chickens than cats. There are more chickens than bugs, spiders, snakes, I don't know, but there's more chickens than any other species, which is pretty cool to me, especially because a lot of people have them as house pets. And you know, chicken coops, they have a lot of chickens. A lot of people have huge chicken coops, like my cousin, she has a huge chicken coop that looks like a barn. You would think that there's horses in there, but no, it is a ton of chickens. It's like a shoe shelf in the store, like in the mall, you know what I'm saying, when they have the big boxes, and it's just a bunch of chickens. And there's a bunch of different kinds of chickens too, like I showed you. There's a bunch of different names that I'm not really sure of. I couldn't find that out. There was the cute little white one with afro on the top, the cute brown, black, tan ones. They're all so cute. They're very soft too, which is another fun fact. Their feathers are very, very soft. Which you wouldn't think, especially because they like molt and stuff, even though I know dogs do. There are some dogs who have like a, what's the word? Not a soft coat, but like a, what's the word? A scratchy coat, if that makes sense. Chickens lay about 300 eggs per year. That is 300 eggs per year. That is a ton of eggs. Imagine just randomly laying an egg 300 times a year. Just at any time of the day too. That just blows my mind, because it's crazy to me. That's a lot of eggs. That's a lot of eggs. Let's see. Chickens can communicate with each other just like how we communicate to each other through our languages. English, Italian, Spanish, French, whatever it is. It's how we communicate. They communicate like how we heard them making noises when I opened the door. That's them communicating. That's them talking to each other, which is pretty interesting. Chickens dream at night just like we do. So when they fall asleep at night, they're able to have nice, cute little dreams, I'm assuming. I don't know what they dream about. They could be dreaming about the grass that they just ate during that day, or where they're gonna poop the next day. I have no idea. But they dream at night, which I think is cool, because I had no clue that they could dream at night until I was doing my research. So that is a pretty cool fact. Honestly, probably one of my favorites from this list. Chickens live from 5 to 11 years. Now, with that being said, that does not count, you know, if they run away and then something happens to them and then we can't find them. No. It's 5 to 11 years in the care of their owner, right? So it's just like dogs have a certain amount of years. We have a certain amount of years, like a life expectancy is the word. Sorry, it slipped my mind. Oh, sorry, that was just my reminder. They have a life expectancy of 5 to 11 years. Now, if you honestly think about it, that's a pretty long time for chickens, because all they do is, like, for us, all they do is lay eggs. Like, that's all that we really have them for. So that's 11 whole years. Okay, so some more facts for you guys. Chickens have special food to help them lay eggs. Like, I do remember telling you guys that there are special chicken feed for chicks and adult chickens, and aside from the special feed just for adult chickens, if they are chickens that are laying eggs, they need another special type of food, because there are other chickens that have you know, eggs that have baby chicks, and the ones that we have the ones that have just like the regular egg yolks and stuff inside. So in order to get the ones, you have to order them a certain way. Like I said, if you go to a Tractor Supply or Agway near you, you can get the chicken food. You can also pick up chickens themselves there. They have like Chicken Thursdays or something, and they used to be really cheap, but I think now because of COVID-19, I think it's like, I want to say $7 per chicken, but it used to be like $2 or $3 per chicken. You know what? I'm going to go with 2. I think it was around $2 per chicken. It was really cheap. That's why we had so many of them. But I think it's 7 now, because my sister wanted to get some for her friend for their birthday. So she said it wiped out all her money because it was a lot more expensive than she thought. So here we are. But in order to have your chicken lay eggs properly and not get hurt and have the eggs come out healthy, and like I said, they eat the moldy fruit and vegetables. In order for those to still come out healthy, it needs to be they need to be eating the proper food. So there's a certain name for it. I think it's chick layer feed. That's what it's called. And if you go to Agway and you ask for it, they will give it to you. It's not that expensive, I don't believe. My dad has like an account there, so I think he gets some sort of discount. After a while, obviously, it's kind of like a rewards program. You like build it up and then money gets taken off or something, or you get a coupon in the mail or something. I don't know. So that's where we get our chicken layer food. And back when, like I said in the other video, or this one, I don't remember which one, we had a heat lamp with those chickens just to keep them warm, because they want to get used to that specific temperature before they become adults, if that makes sense. Like with animals, you have to be very careful when taking care of them. Like if you have a dog, the dog can go in and out of the house no problem, and get used to the weather and stuff. But if you have a puppy, a little puppy, you want to keep him sheltered for a little bit inside until he grows up to be older, and then he'll be safe to go outside. It's the same thing with chickens. You want to give the puppy food. You want to give, if they're breeding puppies, you want to give a certain puppy different type of food. You know, what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to get out, I shouldn't say breeding puppies, breeding dogs. Breeding dogs, you need to give them certain food. You know, they gotta exercise. Like chickens, another fact, chickens need exercise too. So in order to keep that nice meat and their bodies lean, they need the exercise along with the healthy eating, just like us humans, us people, all you kids, you need to exercise for a little bit a day. I would say, I don't know, half an hour. That's what I try to achieve for every day. And it's hard, I know, especially in quarantine. It's hard to go outside and, you know, walk places, but things are opening up again. You can go to a public park with mom and dad's permission, of course. If they say no, they say no. You can run around in your living room if mom and dad say yes to that too. Don't say I told you to do that. I know how you guys work. So, another fact, back to the chickens. I keep getting distracted. I do remember in the first video, I told you guys that we change it being their water. We change their water jug. We change it, like giving them fresh water every morning and night. But technically, chickens, don't need new water, and they don't need their water changed every day. They can have their water changed every other day and it'll still be just fine. But I think it's just because we get like nervous. I don't know what the word is. Like my dog, if I see that there's one tiny like crumb in there, maybe from his backwash or something from eating his food, I'll dump the whole thing out and give him fresh water. Because if I'm drinking water, like right here, if I'm drinking water, if there was backwash in that, I know there's a little bit left. I just can't do it. I can't drink it. I have to dump it out and then drink a different thing. And then drink a different thing, fill it up, and then drink different water. But yes, technically, you don't have to change their water every day. You can change it every other day. You don't even have to change it as often as we do, every morning and night, like I said, every other day. Just because they don't drink as much water as we do, they don't need... I try to strive now, trust me, not in the past. I try to strive for at least a gallon of water a day. And these chickens, they probably share a gallon of water per the day or two. And there's a couple of chickens out there. So it's not like they're all, drinking a gallon, one chicken by one chicken, if that makes sense. So, let's see something I didn't go over yet. Well, I can just think of some on the spot because this list is very, 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 very long. You know what? Here's a fun fact that I could have shared before but didn't. How I said they molt their feathers. They grow the thin ones in and the thick ones grow out for the winter. Guess what happens for the winter time? Same thing. The feathers are molting from their summer coats, you could say, their summer feathers, and their winter feathers are going in, so that way they're going to stay warm throughout the entire winter. Okay, so that's all the time that I have for this video. I'm so sorry, guys. I miss you so much. I can't even put it into words how much I miss you guys. I hope you guys have a great summer. I hope you guys do whatever your heart's desires that obeys the rules of COVID-19. Please be safe, because I don't want to see any of you guys getting sick. I don't want to see any one of you on the news hearing that you guys are getting sick. If you were to end up on the news, I would want to hear that it's because you guys are having the best summer of your life. That's all. And I miss all of you so very much. I hope you guys enjoyed these quick little fun facts about the chickens in my backyard. Yeah, so I'm gonna miss you guys so much. You have no idea. I'm gonna miss you guys. I love you all. Goodbye.